Hello, welcome to Living and Learning. I'm Allison Kinnear with Voice of Her Own. And today, I, these days it's hard to get on to go live and to go, what message needs to be shared? I mean, that's my question that I ask myself every single Wednesday and in the days leading up is what message needs to be shared? What am I hearing around me? What am I experiencing and noticing in myself and in those who are close to me or those I'm witnessing? And this morning it was like, ooh, where do I go? And what I was just very present to is the pain of the world that we're in. The pain that we're in around systemic racism, the pain that we're in surrounding COVID-19, the pain that we're in around all the uncertainty, the pain that we're in just in regular life. Like our regular life is still happening, right? Like we still hopefully have jobs, or maybe we don't have jobs and we're looking for jobs. We have friends and family members and commitments, and like there's just, and medical stuff, there's just life that is happening. And that oftentimes feels big enough, and then it's happening amidst all of these other things that are serious, that have a gravitational pull towards it, that have significance, that's impacting every single one of us. And there's a few things that come to mind when it comes to this pain that we might be in. The word that keeps coming to me and has come to me pretty much since the beginning of this year, and certainly since COVID came, is surrender. And let me clarify, it's not surrender and wave a white flag and like, I'm all done, I give up. It's not that kind of surrender. It's rather surrender in the radical acceptance of what is. Allowing what is happening to be there, and to allow the emotions that come up as a result to be there, to allow the reactions and responses, just not exactly to write off and give yourself a free pass to act in irresponsible ways, but rather to become present to the pain. We're hearing from so many of our brothers and sisters and people of this earth who are in a lot of pain and have been for a while, whether due to illness, whether due to racism, whether due to all the isms in our society, and then all the pain of just regular life. And we may be experiencing that too. So what do you do when you got a surplus of pain in the world that creates all that discomfort that comes from it? One of the first things that I think about is what Thich Nhat Hanh. If you don't know Thich Nhat Hanh, he's a Buddhist monk and amazing human, and he talks about when we are suffering, when we're in our suffering, it's important not to add to our suffering with worry. And you've probably heard me talk about this before if you're a regular watcher of these videos. It's to be with the suffering that just is. Just allowing awareness around that. And what's interesting is that when we can get curious about our pain, when we can get curious about the pain of others, when we can allow it to be, allow that discomfort to come in and welcome it in and let it take over and get our body feeling all that like, oh, I want to get out of here. When we can get curious about that, then that's our path to finding the root. That's our path to healing the root of the problem, the root of the discord, the root of the issue that we're all sitting with in this discomfort around. And so not adding to it and getting curious, allowing it to come in and getting curious about it are exceptionally powerful tools. And the final thing is part of surrendering is to let go of something, let go of a belief, let go of something that is holding you back. Because when we can fully surrender, what actually happens is it can springboard us towards action. Because we sit there with the pain, and if that pain is just due to our own pain, our own grief around what we've been taught or what we have learned or who we thought we were and then realized we weren't, if that is the pain, then we handle that ourselves. But if the pain gets us closer to injustice, if the pain gets us closer to the ways in which humans have harmed other humans, then that pain can be exceptionally motivational and can really springboard lots of energies towards movements. So when I say surrender and having a radical acceptance of what is, I don't mean having a radical acceptance of, like, it's okay, I guess, that we just have these systems of oppression in our society. It's like, no, we're not saying to be okay with that, but rather to recognize it fully for what it is, recognize our part in it, and realize, what can I do to be an agent of positive change? So I leave you with that today. This pain is, when we can allow it, when we cannot add to the suffering of it, when we can get really present to what's mine, what's not mine, and allow us to get clear, because we don't know on the surface. We don't know if defensiveness, we don't know if our passion, we don't know if our argument is really about trying to protect ourselves, or if it's really about a full recognition of listening, empathizing, and hearing injustices. So we have to walk that line as individuals, as we go forth into the world in whatever political affiliation or whatever belief system that you have. I know I've had to check my thoughts and beliefs and intentions and impacts. And I've had to also settle in with, no, there are things about this that maybe I can be open to, and there are things about it that when I go over with a fine-tooth comb, it holds. These belief systems hold, and they don't hold because of me, they hold because of society, because of the world, because of something bigger that me as a white person, I'll say, that I was blind to for a really long time. And once you become aware, it's hard not to become aware. And that doesn't mean adding pain to how we feel about ourselves. It just means, or thinking poorly about ourselves because we were blind to that pain, but rather allowing that pain to come in and transform us. That's what I have for you. Allow that pain to come in and transform you in whatever way it is, whether that's strengthening your resolve, whether that's learning something new, whether that's grieving for our world and our planet in whatever way it may shape, because through that pain is profound transformation. And as Rumi says, let go or be dragged. Let go of whatever's not serving you, or be dragged along the way. I wish you a wonderful week of surrendering to what is, of getting curious about yourself and seeing what it launches you forward to in the future. Thank you all so much for being here, and I'll see you next week. Take care.